National Airline is on page 17 of the Times, and it says government yesterday signed a transactional advisory service agreement with the World Bank through a PPP to establish a national airline, and the $13 million loan facility, among others, is to support government to develop institutional capacity in line of achieving the PPP arrangements. And the minister who signed the agreement said this has come as a great relief to bring back the country's glorious days of flying the national carrier. Do you think this is the right step? Do we need a new airline?
Well,
a national airline?
Well, first of all, I would say that there's something we must get very clear.
Which is?
The issue of national airlines is something that has actually become defunct.
Obsolete?
Obsolete because of the current trend of the world aviation industry. It is a matter of fact. National airlines do not exist anymore. And national airlines have also become defunct because it doesn't work that way. Yes.
Kenya, they have Kenya Airways.
Kenya Airways is not... Kenya Airways...
I'm not saying they are fully government owned. No.
So you see, so when you talk about a national airline, it is a national airline owned by the country, it is owned by the state.
So you're saying the state has no business going into any partnership to establish?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this situation where states own airlines and run them as state enterprises has become defunct. We have Ethiopian Airlines, South African Airways, we have Kenya Airlines. These are corporate bodies with a certain level of shareholding, many of it international.
Of course, there's some level of state shareholding equity in there.
There is.
Of course.
And then they find a way of maintaining the brand so that it is Ethiopian Airlines, or to remain Ethiopian Airlines, or Kenya Airlines, or South African Airways. But it becomes a corporate organization, you see, and there are alliances of airlines. There's, so this is the practicality of it. I'm not saying we will not see a Ghana Airways. I will very much want to see a Ghana Airways, and I'll be very proud to see a Ghana Airways. But we must have at the back of our minds that it is going to be a corporate entity with many types of shareholders. The difficulty we had in the past with Ghana Airways was governments taking the political decision to allow in foreign and other investors to sustain it as a going business and run it on purely economic lines. That was what was a challenge for Ghana Airways. But I think it's a good thing that the efforts are being made, and I wish them well.
Okay, so we have been joined on the line by Murtala Mohammed. He's also a member of Parliament, but he's a Deputy Minister of Trade. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, and good morning to the church.
Okay, sir. What do you think is the rationale for the establishment of a national airline? Something perhaps could have been more plausible and more advisedly again, perhaps in the post-independence period in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s.
Well, I guess everybody will testify to the fact that when the Ghana Airways was in existence, it didn't only provide us with some pride, but they also provided the people of this country with an excellent services. The extent to which people felt extremely comfortable traveling with the Ghana Airways, even than the British Airways at that time. So they provided the people of this country with. And again, it also provided Ghana with some revenue or with some resources. In fact, it also provided us with several alternatives in terms of traveling outside the shores of this country. I think that the problems we have was the management that the Ghana Airways indeed encountered, for which reason that under the previous administration, the entire airline was grounded. There were lots of explanations people gave. There were lots of reasons people gave why indeed the Ghana Airways collapsed. I don't want to get into the reasons why it was collapsed. What I'm simply going to say is that yes, it is an opportunity to restore our pride as a people. It is an opportunity again to provide the people of this country with that good old excellent services that the Ghana Airways indeed provided. And possibly we would have learned a lot of lessons from the unfortunate incidents that led to the collapse of Ghana Airways. And I strongly believe that this is a positive sign for Ghana and the sub-region.
Well, good that you raised the subject of management, and in retrospect, Ghana Airways was not adequately managed. And even before perhaps the decision would have to be taken or was taken by the MPP administration, for decades, the, the airline was almost an ailing airline, so to speak, bleeding financially.
I'm happy you said it was an ailing airline, that it wasn't collapsed. So if the MPP's agreement is that it was an ailing airline, they had a responsibility to restore that airline. They didn't do that. They indeed facilitated the collapse of the airline. And that is why I said I don't want to go into what happened. What I'm simply saying is that it is refreshing that several attempts have been made by government to indeed provide, once again, another airline. And I strongly believe that we would have learned about this lesson. Mind you, it is not only the airline. Just last week, His Excellency the President, indeed, Compact District, His Excellency the President commissioned work to be done on the sugar factory at Commander. This is a sugar factory that was in existence several years ago. Unfortunately, was allowed to rot. Again, there is another sugar factory that indeed work has even begun. The contract and everything is almost completed in Savulgu, Nantong municipality on the same sugar project. I mean, I think that it's important that some of these industries are revamped. If you consider the fact that after 2008, there have been tremendous surge, if you like, in domestic airlines. It is easier now to travel to North Ghana by air and cheaper than traveling by your own vehicle. It has made economic activities and commerce effectively and efficient and easy. That you don't need about 19 hours or if like about 12, 13 hours to travel to Tamale. You can go to Tamale this morning and come back. As I talk to you, I'm at the airport on my way to Tamale. If I want to return today, I will return today. Now, if you have your domestic airline that is doing tremendously well, I think that there is a need for you to look at your national airline, which indeed would once again provide the people of this country with excellent services. I am told that even the pilots of Ghana Airways, in fact, were poached by many, if you like, airlines across the globe. Their London was excellent, their takeoff was excellent, and I think that once this one is established, they will be willing to come back to restore the good old days of airline services that the Ghana Airways provided for people of Ghana.
Well, I understand all the patriotism and the passion that's in your voice, but do you embark on a venture just for mere nationalism or just for the profit of it?
Well, even if we embark on a venture just for nationalism, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that is not what we are embarking on. We are not embarking on an adventure merely on nationalism. We are embarking on an adventure that will restore the pride of Ghana and provide us with the services that we deserve, and also provide us with the needed resources that would indeed help propel and implement some of the laudable programs and projects that government indeed is initiating. Mind you, if we talk of the airline, once this thing is restored, it will be an opportunity to create several jobs for people, directly and indirectly. It will also be an opportunity indeed to facilitate the economic activity in this country, because the airline, or if you like, transportation, is virtually unknown to economic development of any nation. And again, the sugar factory I mentioned has the capacity to employ a lot of people. There are other projects, that come with it. Projects such as building irrigation dams so that they can have all year-round production of sugarcane to feed the factory. And mind you, once this thing is done, we create permanent jobs for people who work directly in the farm, and people who work in areas that have some relation with either the factory or even the sugarcane production. And I think that is one way also of reducing the unemployment and injecting some hope in the economy.
All right, so do stay on the line. I have Philip Langdon. He's